This is Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher, and today is Thursday, March 2nd. Welcome back to all of you who are coming back for a visit today, and I want to say welcome to those of you who are new. Thank you for checking out my channel today and seeing what I have been working on and what I have to share with you. I have lots of good stuff today. Hopefully it won't be too long for editing's sake, but I have previous finishes, a lot of them to share. I found my boxes of previous finishes for St. Patrick's Day, and I have some spring finishes to show you. I have more than I'm gonna show, but I'll save some for next week. I have a little bit of haul. I have my plans for March and what I've been working on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. A couple things I wanted to mention before I started in with the previous finishes is this week on Tuesday, I took part in a Zoom, which I had mentioned in my last video, with Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher, and Chris, the Camping Stitcher, that they hosted. And the link was on their Facebook groups. So if you are interested in this, you need to join their Facebook groups in order to get the link. And I'm pretty sure both of them had posted the link to the Zoom. But it was a group of stitchers, all of whom just shared the love of stitching, but specifically the designer they were featuring this month was Hands Across the Sea. So it seemed like from discussion, everyone was either stitching on Hands Across the Sea or some people were talking about Hands Across the Sea. You did not have to be stitching on Hands Across the Sea, but it kind of seemed like it was like-minded stitchers. So I felt like that was really fun and something that I hadn't been a part of before. And like I said, you didn't have to be stitching on. A lot of people, a couple of the people on there who I know, they were stitching on their This Is the Day by Plum Street. So you could stitch on whatever you wanted, but it was really fun. And I know next month they're going to do a Zoom monthly, and each month they're going to have a featured designer. And right now there is a poll on Chris's Facebook group, the Camping Stitcher, with two different designers. One is Teresa Kogut and one is Plum Street Samplers, and she's letting people vote on the featured designer. And I got on a little bit late, but I'm pretty sure she showed some of her Hands Across the Sea charts and some of her finishes from Hands Across the Sea. So if you're at all interested in even just to come in and talk to other stitchers, it was really fun. So that'll be once a month, and I think it's going to be towards the end of each month. So if you're interested, go check that out. I also was I watched some other floss tubes as well this week, but one in particular was Rachel with Needle and Flax. She is having a series called Stitching in the First Ladies, and she is having, she has an intro, and she has one on Martha Washington, and then she did a live, which I wasn't able to get on the live, but you could watch the playback. She shows charts. She talks about how, like the life of the first lady that is featured. And she talks about stitching that has to do with them, their stitching journey, all kinds of stuff. Extremely interesting, and I will be keeping up with that series that she's having on her channel. Again, that's Rachel with Needle and Flax, and I'll link that below. It was so good, and it also inspired me to, when I'm watching in the future, I am going to have a specific stitch that I'm going to try to work on while I am watching that is patriotic. And I don't know if it was from watching her video or what, but I have been really feeling the patriotic stitching, and it was February when I watched. So I might be having a lot of patriotic stitching coming up, but I thoroughly enjoyed the videos that she has had so far. I cannot wait until the next one comes out. So if you are interested in the First Ladies, or even if you're not, it's really good. And just listening to her talk and tell you the history about it, it's really interesting. So something new to check out if you haven't already found that, which I know a lot of people have found it. Okay, so I also wanted to say I have all of the giveaways from last week, which was my 1-year anniversary, and I will announce those at the end. And then for this week's video, I have a question, but I'm not gonna do any giveaways, just because I have so much stuff going on right now, with all of these giveaways that will be going out. So for my previous finishes, this is a Primrose Cottage, one of Lindsay's stamp series. This is not the called for colors, but this is the one, and I think it's called Hippity Hop. I'm not 100% sure, but this is the finish. It's a little pillow, and I have it sitting in, this is actually a crate, a little carton from the Strawberry Patch, and there was a carrot. I don't know where it went. That also went in here, but this is part of my display. I love this so much. This is the small that goes with the all jarred up. No, not all jarred up. Chock Full series, which was the collaboration between Kathy and Priscilla from Hands On Design, and Priscilla from Stitching with Housewives. But this was I have also the jar done with the bunnies, and I'll show that next week. But this was the small, and I just have it finished on a flat finish, and it sits inside of this wooden crate. This is from Michael's. I love this so much. And let's see, where can I put this? My next finish is a Primrose Cottage. This is Shamrock Wishes by, which is a St. Patrick's Day. I did change the colors, and my colors match the other Primrose I have done. I don't know what they are. They were just DMC. This is a house from Chantel at 141 Design Company. And in the back, you can take this off, I decoupaged some of Lori Holt's paper to the back, painted the back white, and then this is just on a washer, and I have the washer and the magnet so I can take it off. I did it like that. Normally I will just glue it down. I did it like that with the anticipation of using the house for another finish, and I never ended up using it because I mounted my spring one on something else, which I'll find that and share that next week. But I can always take it off for storing purposes. So that's a reason for using the magnets and washers as well. But this is Shamrock Kisses. I also have, this is Luck of the Irish. And this is another finishing piece from Chantel at 141 Design Company. I'm not sure if she has this in her shop still or not. I will check, and if she does, I'll link it. But there's 3 different pieces. There's the very back piece, which is white, the overlay, which is black, and then there was a frame on there. And this is also on magnets and washers, with the anticipation of putting something else on. And of course I have put nothing else on. These are on 28 count mushroom Lugana. Again, it's the same greens. I'm not sure which greens they are. And I used 2 strands over 2 linen threads. And I love this piece. Both of these are some of my favorite. And this green fabric is from Hobby Lobby. And it's just a green check fabric, and it matched perfectly with the floss. And I don't remember if I used the fabric to pick the floss or I did it the other way around. I don't remember, but I really like those. This is Tulip think it's called Tulip Bunches by Stitching with the Housewives. This was a Dapper Doodad from last year, I think. This is a frame from the spring shop, and it had these beads hanging, and so I just wrapped them around the bow at the top. And this is on 14 count black Ada. And I did do a couple things different. I feel like this was like filled in, but I didn't fill it in. I just used the colors, and same with the back, just to make it a little bit easier. And this is, I want to say this is called Blossom House. This was one of the, it's actually one of the giveaways from Little Stitch Girl. I did change all of the colors. Don't ask me the colors either, because this was before. I feel like I showed it last year, and I don't remember if I had the colors or not. But I did change the colors. I love it so much. And that was the first time of doing Lazy Daisies, which are in here. But this is on the, sorry for keeping looking. This is on the like the wooden plank fabric by Fabric Flair. So I love this. And this is a frame from Hobby Lobby as well, I believe, or Michael's. I don't remember which one, but I love this finish. So I have it not decorated for spring or St. Patrick's Day yet, but once I do, I will put some pictures up, and I will show you guys. And then I have a lot more spring previous finishes, so I'll bring those next week and in the coming weeks as well. Okay, so I have one finish, which I told a few people on different Zooms this week that I did get it finished. I hadn't ironed it yet, so I didn't post a picture, but I was able to finish This Is the Day by Plum Street Samplers. And this is my finish. I stitched it on 36 count Barb's Blend, which is what it is called for. I used all of the called for colors, and I stitched 1 over 2. So 1 floss thread over 2 linen threads. I love this so much, and I cannot wait to get it framed. So that is the next plan, is to find a frame. I did change up a few things. I did not put the goat up here. This is a rechart from Jacqueline Miner, and on my Facebook group, if you search Jacqueline Miner, she has a post that she says how you can get that from her if you're interested. Also, there was like 2 of those teal things up here. I just left those off. But I love it. Oh, and I left the top border, and the bottom border off. And the reasoning I left the top and bottom border off was so that if I do frame this myself, which I think I'm going to, I won't have to line up the borders with the frame, which to me is really hard. So that's why I don't really like there to be a straight border at the top and the bottom. It's beautiful, but for my inexperience in framing, I don't want to have to deal with that. So that's why I left it off, to be honest. But I'm excited. I want a chunky black or white, I haven't decided, frame, something very chippy, vintagey. So whether it's a vintage frame or I go and I might have a frame custom made for this, I haven't decided yet, but I'm so excited. I'm leaving this up all the time, whether it's on the wall or by my fireplace. But I love this so much. So I'm proud, and I'm proud I got this done in a month. So, and I didn't even work on it every single day. So if you have any larger pieces that you are trying to get done and you don't think you can do it, you can if you put your mind to it. So I was bound and determined to get it done, and I wanted to get it done also before market, which I did because that was a market release from last year. So I was determined to get it finished, and I got it done. So I'm proud of myself for doing that. But Okay, so that's what I have for that. Now let's get to my whips for this week. This week I worked on Mend, which is the sal that I started on my 1-year anniversary last Saturday. And I just have a tiny start. I was trying to get This Is the Day done, so I just did a small start on this, and then then I got to that. But I wanted to say I started it on my 1-year anniversary. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, this is the pattern from Kathy at Hands On Design. And the hashtag we're using is hashtag Mend Block Party Sal. And I am stitching it on 28 count title by Picture This Plus. And I have a very tiny start. I am using all of the called for colors, and she used like a blue. I'm using the teal, and I love it. And I'm going to get back to this week for sure. And it's in my Tiger Lily case that she made from Carrie made. One for me and then one for the giveaway. So someone else will get to be my twin with our cases. The next thing I worked on was I was waiting for I already had started a little bit on More Chocolate Bunnies, which is also a stitch along with Nicole Spohr. And this is the pattern. Again, it's by Hands On Design as well. And I started it with the DMC. I love DMC. I love to use DMC, but I saw somebody else's bunnies in the sulky, and I just loved the brown. So I decided to go order the sulky. So I ordered the sulky pack, and then I only have to use one strand. And then I ended up ordering some different fabric. So I was trying to use what I had, and I just didn't. I wanted to love it, and I wasn't loving it, so I decided to switch. This is 32 count milk chocolate milk from XJU Designs, and I have, again, a small start. I think that they are now like to the next part down. Maybe More Chocolate Bunnies is what you're supposed to be doing this week. I am not following the schedule, as you can tell. But I just started in the middle, and I'm going to get to the other parts. So I do really love this chart. I want to use the finishing piece that Chantel made for the stitch along, which should be on her site soon if it's not already. So I want to do it. I love this fabric too. And if you have not used XJU Designs fabric, it smells so good. Like I don't know what she rinses it with or washes it with, but it smells so good. So half the time I'm just like sniffing the fabric, and I know that sounds weird, but it smells really good. Okay. I worked on a lot of stitch alongs this week. This was a stitch along that started yesterday on the 1st, and this is Hive Rules by Primrose Cottage, which was also a market release from last year. And there is a stitch along going on with this one, which it is PCS Hive Rules Sal, and it is hosted by Denise, who is Nice Stitches on Instagram. And there is a Facebook group as well, and the Facebook group is, I think it's just PCS Hive Rules. I'll link it down below if you want to join. Lots of people are in there, they're stitching it, and I'm loving it. I started mine. I am using the Victoria Clayton silk conversion, which she's converted it just to her silks from the DMC. And I am using another XJU Designs. This is 32 count Rocky Mountain. And I just have a small start for this one as well. And I love it. So for this month, the goal is to just do the top, which says Hive Rules. So this top part, right here. And for this month, with the other plans I have, which I'll tell you those in a minute, I just want to get this top part done. And then in the coming months, I will probably work ahead a little bit. She has it broken down to basically one section a month. And I think it's finishing in, let's see, March, April, May, June, July, August. I think March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, finishing it up in August. So I want to finish it before that. So I'll probably work ahead, like I said, but for this month, I have a lot of other things going on. You'll see it shortly. So if I can get that part done, that will be great. And I have all of that in my Chris Sherman Winding Rainbows case. And I did see a post that she is going to be having a limited quantity of more of these coming out. So go and subscribe to her newsletter, windingrainbows.com. I think you can find it, or Winding Rainbows or Chris Sherman on Instagram, and it'll link you over to her website and her newsletter, and you can figure out when she'll have more of these. But I worked on that, and then my other Sal was The Rabbit and the Rose by Brenda Gervais. And this is the pattern, and I am doing this with Nicole Spohr, and there's a lot of other people who either had it or are joining in. Again, this was from Market last year, which I feel like some of them are a lot older, and then a lot of things from Market last year I feel like are kind of coming back up. So I thought that was really funny. But this one I love so much. I want to make it into a pillow. The colors are awesome. They're all DMC, so it was really easy to get the colors. And this started yesterday too. I did get a little bit of this done, and I'm doing this. This is the colors on 37 count Russian tea cake by Legacy. And I really like this linen. And we saw, Nicole saw it in person. I saw her picture at her LNS, A Heart's Desire. They had stitched it on this, and it's so pretty. So I got, hair is in my eye. I got some of this done yesterday. I love it so much. It's just so pretty. The pinks and the blue, this like tealy green color, so pretty. And Michelle, who is Penny's daughter, shares. She just finished this, and I think she's fully finishing it soon. So pretty. Or it's part of her March finishing madness or whatever. I forget what her thing is called, but it's all so pretty. And then, okay, it is in this bag, and I have forgotten to share this bag so many times. It's so pretty. It is by Diane Walker, who is on Etsy at Quilt Walker CO. Here is the card. And the bag is a Blackbird bag. This is the back. This is the front. It is so pretty. And I keep meaning to share this bag, and I keep forgetting. So this one is a new bag. No, kind of new. I've had it for a few weeks, and I just keep forgetting to share it. So that is what one more thing I worked on. The other thing I worked on was during the Zoom the other night, I pulled out a Hands Across the Sea, which I was wanting to start this for this month's Hands Across the Sea first week of the month, Sal, with Laura and Grace and Rachel and all kinds of other people are doing this as well. But I wanted to get that started, and I bought at my LNS Needle Orts, I bought a piece of 40 count because I forget. I was talking to somebody, and they were somehow we got talking about 40 count, and I'm like, I stitch on 36, and they said, oh, 40, it's not that much different. And really, it's not. I thought it was going to be so much harder because I did try it a while ago, and I wasn't a fan, but now I feel like since I've stitched on 36 a lot, it wasn't really that big of a deal. I am using the DMC for this, and I got this far on the phone call the other night. And I am stitching this on 40 count light sand, and I just love it. I think it looks exactly, this calls for Old Sheep by Extra Designs, but the colors just so pretty. And I'm pretty sure I ordered this from Hollis Hands Creates on Etsy. So I want to get back to this. I don't know if I will work on this anymore this month, or if I'll put it back in my Hands Across the Sea bin. I haven't quite decided, but we'll see. So I have, like I showed before, I have my little tag that I made with the name of the pattern, and then it says hats for Hands Across the Sea. And I have a bin with all my Hands Across the Sea in it, so I can easily pull one out either to start or to pick one up to work on again. But I know that those are all Hands Across the Sea that are either started or kitted and ready to get going. So that's been a really fun thing to have, is like a basket of projects. It doesn't have to be Hands Across the Sea, but like all of one designer, and then maybe 1 week of the month you work on that designer. But it's just been fun. I don't know why, but I'm really liking having that there. So that is my other whip from this week. And let me make sure all that was all the notes. Yes. Okay. So for my plans, which you all might think I'm crazy, because sometimes I think the same thing. So a couple different things. The first thing is that my dear friend Alicia, who's the Fanciful Flamingo, we have a Facebook group together, and it is called SYS 2023. That stands for Stitch Your Stash 2023. And for this month, she is going to be stitching on mainly a single piece. So she is team Fanciful Flamingo for her monogamous stitch. And then I am team Sweetwater, hashtag team Sweetwater. And I am doing March Madness with Steel City Stitchers. And I had gone back and forth on doing it, and then she convinced me, and I decided to do it. So yesterday I scrambled to get a bracket together. And what I ended up doing is I chose, my first two are both starts, but the rest of the matchups are all, one's a start and one's a whip. I will go through and show you what I'm doing and explain how mine is working, which is similar to what a few of the girls from Steel City Stitchers also are doing, along with other people. But I am not planning, unless the last one that ends up, I am in love with and I just want to get it all done. My purpose in doing this is not to get an FFO by the end of the month, because I have mine scheduled out to where it takes me until the 16th. And at that point, I'll have 2 more weeks, and I have like some of my stitch alongs and other projects that are going to come up towards the end of the month. I want to have time to still be able to work on some of those. So in my purpose in doing the March Madness is just to either the starts, to get them started, and I can keep stitching if they are voted further, or just to touch some of the whips that I have. You can make it your own. I will link the video below where they go into detail on how it works exactly, how they're doing it. But this is what's going to work for me. So I'm going to show you what my projects are. And I posted my bracket on Instagram, and I have them all in a special bag all together. And I have my bracket on my clipboard notebook that my mom got me from Rifle Paper Company. So I tried to get myself organized. I also printed off to figure out the dates and write down the other things I'm working on this month. I printed off the free calendar from Fat Quarter Shop. So you can print these off. I printed off the whole year just to have another place that I can like write some notes down to know what is going on, because I know to some of you this is overwhelming. Truthfully, sometimes it gets overwhelming to me as well. And so if I can write stuff down, that helps me to know what is going on. And once I wrote down some of the stitch alongs that I want to work on in the month, I didn't feel like I had as much as I thought I did. And then doing the March Madness to get it until the 15th, then I still knew I had 2 weeks that if I wanted to just work on one thing, I could, or I could switch around or whatever. So, of course, everyone has to do what works for them, and this is how it's working for me. All right, so my first matchup is Teresa Kogut, and it happens to be 2 Teresa Kogut Patreon charts. So the first one, which I'm working on today, later today, is Home Sweet Home, and this was from last month's Patreon. So I will work on this today, and tomorrow I will work on, this is from this month's Patreon, I will work on F is for Funky, and I am going to only stitch the birds in the vase. I'm not doing the border and I'm not doing the words. So this will be what I work on tomorrow. And then on Saturday, I will put both of these on my Instagram, and it will be a poll as to which of the 2 of these is going to go to the next section, in my bracket. So they would, from these 2, would go here, and then they will go up against the winner of the next 2 that I'm gonna tell you about. So that is my first matchup, is my Teresa Kogut. And sorry if this is making a lot of noise. I don't want to lose anything. So my next 2 are Patriotic. And that matchup is American Eagle. And this is my whip from the Sweet Land of Liberty book, American Eagle. So this one I already started. And this is where I am. And this one I decided to go back and use that same color I was using, but stitch it with 2 strands, and it made it a little bit darker. So this is my first matchup. So this is for the 4th. And then on the 5th is my new start, Patriotic. And that is God Bless America sampler by Artful Offerings. And I got it kitted up from Country Sampler. So if you go on to the Country Sampler website, they have this kitted up, and it is a little bit more of a muted palette. It's still just as beautiful. This is the colors and the floss. So this is the new start. So this is for the 5th. And then after I stitch on both of these, I will then put a poll up as to which of the 2 will go on to the next round. And let me get this back in my bag. Okay. Then my next matchup is for the 6th and 7th. I have for my whip, I have Carolyn's sampler pouch, which was from Home Homespun Needleworks. This was the exclusive. And I got started on this last week after I finished This Is the Day. And this is where I am at. So this, I was in the middle of stitching when I put this away. I need to take this out of the hoop. But this is where I am with this whip. So this is the first Stacy Nash. And then my next Stacy Nash is, where are you? Where are you, Stacy? Oh, here we go. Be Kind Sampler. And this is also kitted from Country Sampler. So if you like what you see when I start this, which I loved it when I saw Rachel from Needle and Flax stitching it, I bought the kit from Country Sampler. And this is, so this one is going up against Carolyn's sampler pouch. And my last matchup are strawberries, and strawberry in patterns, not strawberries like you make. And so the first one, this is the whip, which honestly, when I work on this whip for the one day, I will probably finish it, but we'll see. This is Sweet Summer Come Again by Blackbird, and I switched the colors. I do not have very much left. So like I said, I might get this finished, and then the other one is just what we'll go through. So this is my first pattern, and then my second strawberry matchup is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird, and I have this kitted ready to go with the called for fabric, and then it's mostly called for floss, and if it's not the called for floss, it's something that's really similar. So that is my last matchup. So I will be posting on Instagram my matchups. So if you are interested in helping me to see what or vote on which pattern or which pattern is going to the next round, tune in, follow the hashtag also, hashtag SCS, which stands for Steel City Stitchers, March Madness 2023. And this is the hashtag. So follow that hashtag. And then if you are participating, make sure that you are using that hashtag when you're posting your progress. So like I said, that will get me to the 16th. In the meantime, I will be stitching on each of them. I don't know how much time I will put in each day because I do have some other stitch alongs, some of which I really want to get done. So that will kind of depend how those are going as to how much I get done on the March Madness. I want to work on it, but it's not like if I don't get to it that day, it's the end of the world. So I'm working on that. Another thing that I wanted to just pull out, and I'm just putting it in my bag. If I don't even touch it, again, it doesn't matter. But I mentioned, and I meant to make a video, put this in my 1-year video, and I forgot. But I have a basket on my shelf behind me that has larger pieces that I started. So they're all whips of samplers or just larger pieces. And I got some whip sticks from Chantel, and on the whip sticks I wrote 12 I wrote down 12 of the samplers, and they're all in this basket. So each month I'm pulling one out to work on. So that was where Brickhouse Sampler came from. That is where This Is the Day came from. And so I pulled one, and the one I pulled was for Harriet Elizabeth Coe. And this is a chart by Brenda Gervais. And I started this last year. I didn't get very far. So I pulled this stick today, and I worked on it earlier today. And I am using DMC. and I converted it to like B colors that are similar. I think I like used a chart. I really don't remember because I did this last year, but this is where I am. And like I said, I was stitching on it earlier. So I got the rest of the A done and I got this done up here, but I just figured I'll pull this out. I'll put it in my basket. If I feel like working on a sampler, I can put some more stitches in on this. I did not get very far last year when I was working on it. So I really wanted to put in a little bit of time. And if I am enjoying it, I might pick this up and work on it for the day. Just to have another piece that I enjoy working on. So that, again, is kind of how I'm picking some of my things I'm working on. Next week, I'll show you the rest of what's in that bin, and that will be the pieces that I'll be picking from, like the large pieces for each month throughout the year to be kind of a focus piece. And I decided to do that instead of doing Whip Go, so that it's like semi the same idea, except for I'm just pulling a stick out which has the names of the samplers, and I'm only picking one a month, and my goal is just to work on it. The first January and February, I was able to completely finish my 2 samplers, but for this month, I have a lot of other stuff happening, and I do kind of want to like work on multiple projects and not just have one project going. So I just figured I would pull one to get it out just for the heck of it. And like I said, if I don't stitch any more on it, it's not a big deal. I also am part of, if that was not enough, but this is kind of why I really want to just do the March Madness until the 16th, and then I have these other things coming up. On the 15th, I am part of Teresa Koget's Patreon, and I am a True Blue Whimsy, which is the level 4, and she is starting another stitch along, mystery stitch along, and so that starts on the 15th, and I do want to start that. And then I am also starting another stitch along, surprise, surprise, with, or I'm participating with the New Hampshire Stitcher, Lauren, and Crafty Kate, both who have Flosstubes, and both are on Instagram. And I know Lauren talked about this on her Flosstube, but it is called, it's for all the Plum Street sampler salt boxes. And I have, I just got spring, I have summer, and then I need the other fall and winter, but those aren't for a while, so I'm not worried about that. But I did buy this, and I bought all the floss to do it as charted. I'm going to stitch them on one piece, so both of these next to each other, so it'll be 2 by 4. And just like Lauren said on her video, and if you don't follow both of them, go follow them. And Lauren talks about this. I'm not also going to be stitching all of this white. So I have not decided. I'm thinking, I'm looking at this pattern. Pretty much, I think I'm going to make the border be what all 3 of these sizes are. And I'm just going to like bring it up like this. I also, Peter from 04 Pete's Sake, he finished this in one piece, and then he also has like an alphabet in them. He has 4 of them, and then he has an alphabet, and then he has 4 more. So I need to go over and figure out, remember where the alphabet came from, and ask him some questions, because I think I'm going to do something similar to that. But this stitch along is, the hashtag is #Saltbox Solstice Sal, and we will be starting it on the solstice of each, so at the new, whenever the new season starts. And so this is starting on March 20th. So then you'll have until the summer solstice to get this done, and then the summer one will start. You can do both of them, you can do one of them, you can do none of them. But if you like these, I have wanted to stitch these for a really long time, and just something else has always come up. And so when I saw that they were stitching them, I was like, well, this is a perfect time to do it. It will kind of be spaced out, so I don't have to feel like I have to get it done tomorrow. But I want to do these really bad, so I'm really excited. They were getting that stitch along together, and I just hopped right on. So I'm excited about that. And then let's see what else. That's about, oh, I'm also doing a smalls exchange with some of my other Flosstube stitchy friends. With Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, Jody, Simply Stitching Ocala, Hannah, the Stitching Fairy, Felicia, FA Quilts on Instagram. She does not have a Flosstube, and also Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo. We are doing a smalls exchange, and we came up with a theme, and our theme is a Primrose Cottage chart, because that is where we all ended up meeting we knew each other before, but we all met in person at that retreat. So, and with them, and we've been enjoying their charts, so that's where we came up with that. So that's going on, and I know it's a lot, but that's what my plans are for the month. We'll see. Like I said, if I'm sticking to them, I am trying with all my might to stick to the plans. So I'm really excited. I'm excited for the Plum Street Saltbox for this sal to start, because like I said, I have been wanting to do these. This one is my favorite. I love the colors in this chart, so I'm really excited to start that. But that is all for that. Let me go over my haul, and then I will announce the giveaways. I'm just checking my notes here. Like I said, I will next week, as part of my regular video, I will show you what the other large pieces I have that are in that basket that I've made whip sticks for. And I'll show you the whip sticks and all that kind of stuff, but I'll talk about that next week. So for this week, and I hopefully also next week, I'll have some finishes that I finished. I've really been in a stitching mood and not so much in a sewing mood or in a finishing mood. And I feel like you need to be in the mood to do it. And once I kind of get doing it, I can get a lot done, but I just have to motivate myself to get some things finished, and I just haven't really been in that mood. I just want to stitch all of the things, and I also want to have 10 hands to stitch them all, because market stuff is going to come, and I'm going to want to stitch that, and I'm going to want to stitch all this stuff. So I just need more hours in the day, and I need someone to watch my kids, and then all would be well with the world. But that's not reality, so I have to also be realistic with my expectations on myself of what I can get done. And if I don't get it done, I don't get it done, and it's not a big deal. So I know, like I said, some people think it's a lot, but if I didn't make the plans, I wouldn't know what I was doing, or I wouldn't know what was going on. So that's why I make the plans, even if I don't stick to the plans. So, all right. So for this week's haul, I don't really have that much. One of the things, let me find it, was this awesome bag from the 805 Stitcher. And I love this so much. It is with this adorable panel, and it's so cute. And why I love it so much is it's so cute. And the calendar is September, and my birthday is in September. And I loved that that was what she was pulling off. So I'm trying not to buy a lot of bags, but I had to get this because I just love that so much. So, and this has one of my Stacy Nash patterns in it, but I just love that bag. Then I bought a pack of, 2 packs actually, of the Victoria Clayton Silk. One is for With Thy Needle and Thread Mary Ann Kopp, which is one of her new releases, the one with the big brick house. So this is the, you can kind of see through the sides. So this is how they come if you buy a pack, and this is her conversion. So she has like what it's called for and then what she puts. And this is how it comes packaged. And then this is why I really went onto the site, was to buy this one. This is for Ann Webb from Hands Across the Sea. And there's no good way to show this, but oh my gosh, these colors are so pretty. I mean, I just want to look at the colors all day. So another thread pack, and that came today. I am in the Big City Christmas Club with Fat Quarter Shop, and so I got my next chart, which I was starting to work on this, and other things came in higher importance. So I'm keeping all these. I will get to them eventually. The next chart in the Garden Club series, which I am getting this is also club. I am getting through Happy Little Stitch Shop. And I showed how I'm stitching these like 2 videos ago, I think, onto one piece. So I love that. And then I had been searching for this. I am in the Threads of History Club, but I was not in the club when this chart was released. But I have been searching for this, and I finally found it. This is Ellen Carr 1843 by Needlework Press, and it's as the kit. And so I was trying to buy it from someone else, and I didn't win the buying. And so somebody messaged me and said, I have it. Do you want it? So I bought this from her, and I'm really excited to do this. Of course, I don't know when this is happening, but if I could just have 10 hands and to stitch everything at one time. This was one of my unicorns, and I finally was able to find one at a reasonable price, and I went ahead and got it. And I don't know when I'm gonna get to this. This is like a special start at some time, but this is Evening Shades The Garden by Blackbird Designs, and I have wanted this for a few years, and I'm so excited to get this. But of course I get it, and now I don't know when I'm going to start it, but I love this so much. So, and then the person who I bought this from, she was from overseas, and she sent me a couple other patterns too. So I'm excited about that. And then I found this, which is also so cute. Fancy that, Heavenly Honeybee. So I bought one of these charts, and it's like a Valentine's, and this one is a bee. She's let me pull it out of this plastic. The little angel is a beehive. Oh my goodness. Look how cute. I love it so much. So I found this was on the D-Stash site. Again, I don't know when I'm doing this, but I just thought it was so cute, and I just needed to put it into my collection. And this is from Target, but I thought I was trying to figure out if I could take this middle part out and use it like to put the stuff. I mean, I can still put like some little pillows inside or something, but I like this crate. This is from the dollar spot. It was $5 at Target, and there's 2 other ones that they have as well. I just bought this one, but I love that, and I want to get my spring and St. Patrick's Day and Easter decorations up, so I need to take my Valentine's down and get that stuff up. Again, I just have not had very much time. My cousin was in town last weekend with her daughter, who is the same age as my youngest, and then tonight we're going to my parents to celebrate my dad's birthday, and the cousin from last week and her mom is in town. So we've just had a lot of stuff going on, birthday parties, all kinds of stuff. So I want to get redecorated, cleaned up, get back up and finishing some stuff in my room. So I have a lot of plans, but when they're going to happen, I'm not really sure, because I also have 3 little kids I have to take care of. So enough about that. I am excited to share these awesome giveaways with you guys. If you are a winner, please send me an email at sweetwaterstitcher@gmail.com with your name, address, and if you can tell me what you won, it's very helpful for me, because then it's easier for me to find the pieces. If you don't remember, or you just send me your name, that's fine too. But if you tell me what you won, it helps me to get to the things easily. All right, so I think that I have them in order, but let's see if I kept them in order from last week. All right, so the winners are number 1, which was the PDF pattern Octagon, and this is a PDF, so I'll send this as an email to you. The winner is Anne Smith. Anne Smith, you are the winner of that. Congratulations. Number 2 was the other PDF, and the winner of that one, was Geometric Botanical, and the winner is Linda Norris. Linda Norris, congratulations. So that was number 2. Number 3 was the wooden piece from Chantel along with Blossom House, which Blossom House is the one I showed you today that I finished, and Sunshine House. And the winner is Jessica Korthals, Korthals. You are the winner of number 3. Number 4 was the stitching stand, this and the other parts, and the winner is Karen Price. Karen Price. Number 5 was the Project Keeper, like this, from Carrie, and the winner is Lisa Anderson. Lisa Anderson. Congratulations. Number 6 was Come Into My Garden by Blackbird with all the floss. And the winner of that is Janine Bigag, Bigaj. I probably just butchered that. So Janine, you are the winner. Number, let's see. What? Okay, that was there. That was Coming to My Garden. Okay, then we have the Christmas charts. This was number 7. And it was these charts. And the winner is Linnea DeHaven. Linnea DeHaven. And that was number 7. Number 8 was the Fall Charts by Screen Door Needleworks. And the winner of this is Elaine Edwards. Elaine Edwards. Number 9 was the mesh bag with the word stitch on it. And the winner of this is Letha Caltagaron. Caltagarone. Letha, congratulations so far to everybody. The next one was the red stitching stand. This from Amazon. The winner of that is Joanne Seeger. Joanne Seeger. The next was number 11, which was the fabric Say Cheese from Fox and Rabbit. And the winner is JR Worley 1. JR Worley 1, you are the winner. Congratulations. Number 12 was Oh Joyous Day and Garden Club. And the winner is Kathy Paskey. Kathy Paskey. Number 13 was the Dutch Tomato Pin Keep and the Chicken Coop. And the winner of that is Sue Met. Sue Met, you are the winner. We also, the next number 14 was the bag from Creative Country Girl, and the winner is Mary Brockhoff. Mary Brockhoff. Congratulations. Then we have Rudolph and Friends, and the winner of that is Kara Ponder. The winner of this is Kara Ponder. And then our last giveaway, which was the bag from Michelle Lee Quilts, the winner is Vicki Kessler. Vicki Kessler. And this was number 16. So if you, again, are one of the winners, if you can please let me know, send me an email with your information. That would be greatly appreciated. And like I mentioned, this week I do not have any giveaways, but one question, and this is completely up to your discretion. During the Zoom I had last Saturday with that I posted in the Sweetwater Stitcher Facebook group, there was a few people who said that they're new to stitching. They live in different places and they don't have any stitchy friends. So I thought it would be fun to ask the question, and you could just put like the area that you live in if you feel comfortable, and I completely understand if you don't feel comfortable posting like as your answer that I live in this area, and either if you have a stitchy group that you already have together. So if someone reads through the comments and is in that area, they can reach out to join in. Or if you are looking for someone and you're in whatever the area, like I live in the Central Florida area. If I was looking for stitchy friends, I would say that I live in the Central Florida area and I'm in search of a stitchy group, or I am looking for an LNS near me, or something to that effect. And then if you are someone who is searching, or if you have a group and you can go through and look through the comments to find, to maybe make some connections, similar to how Pam and Steph do their Stitch Harmony, except for this is much more informal, not the same, but in a similar capacity. And again, I feel, or I understand if you don't feel comfortable putting that on in the comments, but if you do, I thought it would be a fun way to see kind of where everybody's from, and then also to see if we can facilitate some connections. Because beyond just the Zoom, I have heard from other stitching friends that I talk with that they have met people recently that are just finding out about Flosstube, who are just getting back to cross stitch, whether they cross stitched many years ago or they didn't, but they're either finding their way to cross stitch for the first time or they're coming back. So there are so many people out there who are still looking for fellow cross stitch friends or quilting friends or whatever craft you're in. So I thought this would be a fun way to kind of get people connected. So that's my question for this week. Where are you located in the area? And then if either you are looking for or you have room in your current group for people to join you. But that's for this week. Next week, I will be back to having some different giveaways. I will give a report on my March Madness. because I will have been through part of it, and I will let you know where everything stands and what I'm working on. And again, I'll be posting on Instagram, so go on to my Instagram, Sweetwater Stitcher, to vote. Make sure that you like the video, you subscribe. There's also a bell to click for when I have videos come up. But I hope that you guys have a great week. I hope that your weather is nice and you're able to get outside, and if it's has been bad, that it starts to turn over, and you're able to get lots of stitching done. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye.